Hello everyone and welcome back to Unlimited Racing 2D 2 Championship. Today we're here at Monza, the Temple of Speed, for the 7th round of the championship. Obviously yesterday, or last race weekend should I say, there was no racing, as it was actually the NASCAR one-off race. So yeah, no, that was nice. I remember well, I think it was Joey Logano who took race victory there. At Daytona, so that was nice. But anyways, after Monaco is a very chaotic Monaco Grand Prix. You should go check it out. We had 12 DNFs. It was crazy. Only 8 drivers finished. One of those drivers to DNF was Max Verstappen. You know, lap 14 out of 15, just DNF'd, and that championship lead now between himself and Lewis Hamilton is massive. Not only that, but now there are 3 cars in between the Brit and the Dutchman. Those 3 cars being, or 3 drivers, should I say, being George Russell, Andrea Kimi, Antonelli, and Charles Leclerc. Leclerc has been on a resurgence. You know, McLaren made some upgrades going to race 3, and those upgrades have really worked. I mean, Charles Leclerc 3 pole positions in the last 3 races. Hadjar, he's raced well as well. Colapinto had a good result last time. Soilov, very good debut season, with Mini kind of coming back into the picture of things. Vesti 11th in the championship, with Doohan and Aaron literally almost nothing to separate those two. Crawford had a very good race last weekend, as well as Liam Lawson. Baganovic, P16, his season's been quite mid to say the least, with both Hasses making a few points. Lando Norris P19, horrible season for him, and Alex Doohan P20. Constructors wise, this is how it looks. Ferrari beginning to run away with it slightly. After Red Bull's terrible weekend, they're falling out to 4th, getting overtaken by Alpine. Mercedes still in 3rd. McLaren, we can see what they can do. You know, they've brought some more upgrades coming here to Monza. Williams and Audi, only 1 point separates those 2 teams, with Aston Martin a further 12. That's an interesting fight for P5, you know, between those 4 teams, with the battle at the back being VCub and Haas. Those 2 teams always switching positions. But yeah, let's see what can happen here at Monza, the Temple of Speed. Ferrari's home, so can Hamilton not only get pole but make it 4 wins out of 4, or will Leclerc managed to steal pole position and give himself the best chance to win? Can Antonelli grab pole position at home? His home track, the Tifosi will go crazy. He's had a good lap so far though, using a lot of the battery. Andrea Kimi, Antonelli at home. Max Verstappen, look at him. He won some too. Antonelli though is on a really strong lap. Can Antonelli snatch pole position? Lewis Hamilton has some errs. He uses the errs. Lewis Hamilton bags pole position. Hamilton steals pole position from Andrea Kimi Antonelli right at the death. Wow, Lewis Hamilton, fair play. Antonelli P2, Max Verstappen P3. George Russell starting P4, but Alex Doohan take a bow, setting the same lap time as Charles Leclerc, but even finishing ahead of him as he finished the lap first, you know. Fair play to Alex Doohan, the man who's been finishing last the last couple races, the man who's, I think, is last actually in the Drivers' Championship. Big result for him today. Even Baganovic, very good P7 for him as well, with Hadjar, Mini, Aaron finishing off the top 10. Colapinto beaten by his teammate. Lando Norris, a very good session for him in the V card. Someone who struggled today was Soilov, P15, that's all he could do. Even Jack Doohan, P19. So we'll see what can happen, but what a lap from Lewis Hamilton. The Italian fans going crazy. 5 lights out and away we go. Hamilton starting on the softs, Verstappen and Antonelli starting on the hards. Hamilton gets a good getaway. Antonelli going around the outside of George. He's going to try to go down the inside of Lewis. Side by side, the 2 go. George Russell in 3rd. Verstappen's fallen a little bit. Verstappen's fallen. He's fallen into clutches of Hadjar and Mini. Mini goes around the outside of his teammate. And Alex Doohan now running P4. Hamilton, though, a dream start from himself. George Russell, not too bad as well. Antonelli definitely will just be trying to get his tyres into the zone. Colapinto, Mini, Max Verstappen's had a horrible start of the Grand Prix. Alex Doohan, though, getting swarmed now by Max Verstappen. He was 4th a lap ago. Don't be surprised if Alex Doohan boxes to fix his damage. Verstappen goes slightly wide though. Verstappen goes wide. A lot of the drivers in, presumably for damage. We saw that was a big factor last time out at Monaco. A lot of drivers pitting. Some drivers even making 5 stops. Obviously because Monaco is so tight and twisty. Hamilton and Russell, though, sitting very good lap times. Russell's actually the fastest man on track, sitting fastest lap last time out, and closing that gap severely. Antonelli, though, still got the tyres. He's going to go around the outside of Colapinto. No, Colapinto uses some of the Rs. Stay ahead. Anyways, at the front, Hamilton versus George Russell. Hamilton, obviously, championship leader. So he's going to have to start thinking smart about his championship. George is still in the championship fight as he goes down the inside. Going to Parabolica. Gets the move done. And both drivers box. Colapinto too. So Kimi Antonelli will inherit the lead of the Grand Prix. Oh, Colapinto almost missed his box. Soilov going long too. Soilov going long as well. And you know what? It's worth a try because obviously qualifying did not go the way of the Mercedes, man. So you might as well try something different. Further back, Verstappen. Ahead of Vesti and Aaron. He should now, if he can build a bit of a gap, stay ahead of them. Vesti's using his ERS. He's going to send it down the inside and manages to make the move stick. And this is the problem Verstappen's having. He's fighting the guys in the midfield. He's faster than them, but the fact that he's fighting them is a big problem in itself. Losing a lot of time. Antonelli, though, what a mighty strategy on the hard tyres he's done. Gone almost to the middle of the Grand Prix on the same set of tyres. Leclerc down the inside of Hajar. Manages to make the move stick. And Antonelli staying out. If Antonelli really wanted to, he could risk it and try a one-stop. He could risk it and try a one-stop, you know. Because even though his tyres are done, he's putting in some phenomenal lap times. Yes, he's being overtaken now by George and Lewis, but we'll have to see. We will have to see. I mean, if I'm Antonelli, me personally, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go softs. What does he do? Medium, hard, mediums. So he's not going for the aggressive two-stop. Well, he is still going to have to two-stop, but it's not going to be as aggressive. Lewis Hamilton all over George Russell round the outside. Good move from the Brit and the championship leader. Colapinto there running in P3. Obviously, Williams are another team who brought upgrades into this weekend. McLaren brought upgrades, but it's not working how they would have wanted it to work, you know. Further back, Max Verstappen P6. His season's just fallen down the drain, to be honest. First 3-4 races, he was the most consistent guy. The last couple races have just been a nightmare. Kota and Monaco. Things just did not go to plan. And he's not been able to recover since. Soilov, though, on a different strategy. And to be fair, I think this is the best strategy to be on. Double soft to the end. Obviously, Soilov struggled a lot in qualifying, as we saw. Further down in the midfield, Latifi getting passed by Mini. Camera light-wise, getting past Latifi. Vesti getting past Soilov. Soilov has the inside line and stays ahead of Frederick Vesti. Vesti's going to think about it, but no, not this time. It's been up. Oh, Hadja and Soilov fighting. Hadja's going to have to pit for damage, although if he hops onto the hards, maybe mediums, he'll be able to make it to the end. What type of compound is it? Hards, mediums, it's the hards. So he's playing it safe. He'll be able to make that work easily. George Russell, he's boxed. Lewis Hamilton, he stays out. So we'll see what can happen now. Antonelli surely will have to box again now. Mazepin trying to unlap himself on George Russell. It's been a good Grand Prix. It's not been a classic, but it has been a very good Grand Prix. If I'm Lewis Hamilton, I should box now. Yes, and he does just that. Antonelli stays out. I'm surprised. I think Antonelli's made a mistake staying out. I think Antonelli strategically has made a big mistake there. I'm not quite sure. I mean, George Russell's in a very good situation, but Lewis Hamilton is on fresh softs. Can Hamilton make it 4 wins in a row? Colapinto is not going to be much of a threat. Gets past him easily. Antonelli goes into the pits. So now it's a 1v1. Lewis Hamilton versus George Russell. George Russell's caught in traffic. Hamilton's tyres are fresher and he's on the faster compound. He's on the softs. Look at Lewis Hamilton everywhere. Down the inside, Hamilton sends it. Hamilton gets the move and he makes a stick. Hamilton is on course. We're making it 4 wins out of 4. Lewis Hamilton dominance may continue for another Grand Prix. And I tell you what, this would be a big win in terms of the championship. Beating George Russell, beating Antonelli, beating Charles Leclerc and beating Max Verstappen. Once again, this would be a massive, massive result. Hamilton, though, has one more sector, one more turn to navigate. He's going to make it 4 race wins out of 4. Lewis Hamilton wins for the Scuderia at Monza. And the Tifosi go wild. 4 wins out of 4 for Lewis Hamilton. George Russell, P2 is what he has to settle with Franco Colapinto on the podium once again. What a drive from the Argentine. Kimi Antonelli, P4 is the best he can do with Leclerc. P5, Max Verstappen will come home P6 with Jack Crawford. P7, Nicolas Soilov, Frederick Vesti, Nicolas Soilov, Frederick Vesti it is. Soilov with a good comeback drive. Hadjar, Camera, makes it P11, Mini P12. Latifi will be P13 with both Astons having a bad day. VCOR 16th and 17th. Very good result, by the way, for Nicholas Latifi. Beganovic P18. Alex Dune after a superb qualifying. I don't know where it went wrong for him. With Nikita Mazepin last. But Lewis Hamilton, 4 wins out of 4. Looking unstoppable. Look at that championship gap. Mighty championship lead. Surely he can't fumble this now. Alpine with George Russell, P2, that's not too bad. Kimi Antonelli's come from nowhere to really be, I can't even say if is it a fight for the championship? I don't know. I mean, all it takes is 1 DNF for Lewis Hamilton and the championship's back wide open. Charles Leclerc, P4, Max Verstappen finishing off the the top 5 with Isaac Hadjar and Franco Colapinto 6th and 7th. Colapinto, another good result from him. And the newly upgraded Williams, Soilov P8, Camera P9, Mini P10. Vesti P11 with Crawford splitting both Aston Martins. Lawson lose in the same position, to be fair. With Latifi, Beganovic and Mazepin. Norris, same points as Mazepin with Dune still last in the championship. Constructors wise, this is how it looks. Ferrari, again the lead extends. Mercedes are further 14 points ahead of Alpine with Red Bull in P4. McLaren, Williams, Audi still in that fight. Aston Martin, though, starting to lose some ground on the fight for P5 in the championship with VCOR and Haas at the back. Next up, we go to Hockenheim. Return back to Germany. How I cannot wait for that Grand Prix race 8 in the championship. After that, it will be Silverstone, Portimao, Valencia Street Circuit, and then Interlagos to round out the season. So, yeah, this season is really flying by. It's been a good one, man. It's been a good one. Thank you for joining me. See you at Hockenheim. Thank you and goodbye.